Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. Here's another question I want to begin this with. Do scents really work? And I can take this down, by sense, I don't mean the common sense or lack of common sense. I'm talking about the scent that comes from something that has odor or flavor or whatever. And fishing companies for years have been putting out things because they say the scents will draw a fish to it. Well, some people, and one person in my family says to me, I didn't realize fish can smell. Now, that may sound crazy, but a lot of times we don't think of it in this way. They're just creatures out there under the water. But actually, I think the underwater world is alive with all the things that are more synthesized and more diluted here above the water. And what am I talking about? Sound travels faster. Things are going to be louder. Fish are going to hear things that we might never even begin to hear because the sound under the water is really magnified. Number two is that the fish can smell things from a huge distance. You know, we think of a black bear, which I've heard can smell birdseed a mile away, and wardens and people in the DEC would tell people the one thing you don't want to have if you don't want bears to come to your home is you don't want to have bird feeders out with the birdseed in it because they'll smell it from a long ways away. Well, fish can do the same thing, and every species of fish has a different sense of smell, just like bears can smell better than we can. Again, my choice of wording, they can smell things better than we can smell things. And it happens with different fish. But here's what's led me to this whole thing. Because I've listened to this quandary that's gone on for years and years, how important is that the baits be scented or will the fish come to them no matter what? Well, I recently tried a tube jig. Now, tube jigs are phenomenal, and we'll talk about that more in another report. But a tube jig that has this scent from Berkeley. And it's amazing, the scent itself. But does it work? And oh my golly, has it ever worked for me? I've taken my favorite lures to stretches of water that I fish all the time, and then I put this tube jig with this scent on it, and I'm catching bigger and more fish. When I've already fished the same pool with something else, they love. And it's a little 2.5-inch tube jig that I'm using, but it's infused with this tremendous, I say tremendous, seems to work. Now, I recently talked to one of the Major League Fishing top fishermen. The name is Dave. And I said, Dave, let me tell you about what I just experienced. And he says, well, I'm going to tell you something. I hate that company. I hate it. But that new scent that they have, this is Berkeley I'm talking about now. He said, it's so amazing. You can just buy the scent. You don't have to buy the lures. You can buy the scent and then soak your lures in it for a long period of time, and they'll all smell like that. And he said, it really does work. He says, it's amazing how that scent seems to draw the fish. Well, what does it do? Number one, they can smell it from a distance, so they might come to investigate, where they might not if you just threw a lure out there without it. Number two, when they strike, apparently they don't want to let go. They want to keep that in their mouth, and it gives you a much better chance of setting the hook and being able to catch that fish. So my observation, my experience lately has really pushed me in this direction that I do think these scents work. I don't know what's in them. I don't know why they work, and I don't know if all of them are the same. I know they're not, and some might work better than others. But boy, oh boy, if I discovered a new favorite bait, and that is these little 2.5-inch tube jigs that are just soaked in this scent. So you got to keep them in the package. You don't want to put them in something else because the air is going to, I would think, dilute the smell. But boy, and it's not an obnoxious smell. It's not like Berkeley Gulp or something, which really does have an odor. This isn't something that I can smell all day. It seems to have some kind of an anise flavoring smell to me, but there's probably a lot more than just that. But anyway, do scents really work? Yeah, They really do work. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.